Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to another video. And we are officially done with the first half of 2020, and what a half it was. A lot of stuff has happened, and this is to say it was a pretty bad first half of the year. Hopefully the next half is better. But when it comes to video games, we had some good stuff, so much so that I was like thinking about it. I was like, I played enough games to do a top 5 games of the first half of 2020. Hell, to be honest, I could probably do a top 10 and not feel bad about it. But we're gonna do the top 5 video games I played for 2020. Now, before we get started, I just want to address one thing. I have yet to play The Last of Us Part 2. I haven't even booted it up. I put the disc in, let it install, and I was like, cool, I'll play it. And then like a week and a half later, I still have yet to play it. But I will get to it very soon, very soon. But that I will most likely talk about in the year and wrap up at the end of the year. But I figured, 5 is good, and the games I have are damn good games. So let's get to it, all right? With, of course, the honorable mentions, because even though it is a top 5, I still want to do honorable mentions. Alright, so real quick, here are my honorable mentions. I only have 3, even though I easily could put 5, honestly. But I narrowed it down to 3. So my 3 games that are not in my top 5 as of now, they might switch, you never know. As months and months pass by, I might look at some of these games more fondly. But right now, these 3 are damn good games, really fun games, and really just games that if you even put it in your top 5, I mean, it would make total sense to me. But first one is Resident Evil 3 Remake, of course. Great game. I know a lot of people didn't really care for it comparatively to the original. The original had a lot more content when it comes to just environments and stuff. This one, they cut out a lot of stuff, but they added some stuff too. I thought when it gets right down to it, I think it is a great expansion to Resident Evil 2 in a way. It's another campaign. It might not have justified its $60 price tag. I beat it in like 5-6 hours, so it was a really quick sit. It did have that online component, which I actually heard was pretty decent. It wasn't terrible. It was fine, but from what I heard, it's not one of those multiplayer components that really you don't keep playing. Really, it's just like a nice little add-on, kind of like Dead Space 2 or like BioShock 2 or whatever. It's like it's okay, but it's like whatever. It's not memorable. But anyway, Resident Evil 3, great game. Resident Evil 2 was definitely better. You got more from that, and it was more surprising, and also was more of a survival horror game, where this game felt way more like an action game. But Nemesis was very well done, even though I would have liked for him to stalk you a little bit more, because Nemesis in the original game was a dick, and he's a dick in this one, don't get me wrong, but he's not as threatening as I thought he would be. But it's still a fine game. If you can get it for like $30, it's a perfect game for that price. The other game is Streets of Rage 4, which is another game that was a little pricey. I think it was like a $25-$30 game, and you could beat it in like 2 hours. Me and Adrian actually beat it on a live stream. But that's a very out of place sex joke. But Streets of Rage 4, really fun game, really great co-op. Had a blast with that. It's beat 'em up, and it looks amazing. They did an amazing job, and I'm glad this franchise is back. That was a lot of fun. And hell, if you have Xbox Game Pass, it's actually a Game Pass game, so you don't actually have to pay a single dollar, a cent. You don't need to pay anything besides that monthly fee. And my third and last game for honorable mentions is Man-Eater, which is a really fun game. Man-Eater is a shark PG, which is amazing. I hope that's a genre in the future. But it's a RPG featuring a shark. You play as a little shark. You play a little bit more. He's your biggest shark. You eat more people. You eat more humans. You eat more fish. He becomes your biggest shark. It is a RPG with a shark. You level up. You get new abilities. You get new attachments for your shark. And it's a lot of fun. The controls, some of the camera problems are definitely problems, as you would expect from something that is classified as a problem, but it's not enough of a problem where I didn't have a fun time. It's a great time, and it doesn't overstay its welcome too. I've been like, I 100%ed it in like maybe 12 to 15 hours, which is great. Perfect length. So those are my 3 honorable mentions: Resident Evil 3 Remake, Streets of Rage 4, and Man. Alright, so my number 5 for the first half of 2020, and this might seem like cheating because there's a lot of games in this one game, but it's a damn good compilation of games, and that is Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics. I've had a blast with this. I've played with people in real life, online, by myself. It's a great time. A lot of really fun games, classic games, of course, as the title would suggest. It's an amazing package. For 40 bucks, you're going to be playing this game, especially if you like a lot of these games, like a lot. You'll be playing this game for years to come. Clubhouse Games always gives a good value for your dollar, and for 40 bucks, it's an amazing value. I already spent like maybe 15 hours in it, and it only came out like last month, so it's definitely going to be something I continue to play in the future. Great collection of games. They did a great job. The presentation is really well done too. My only problem is that there's a lot of games that aren't 3 to 4 players. And I do play with a lot of other people. Well, not a lot, but a few other people. I don't usually play with only one other person, so it does limit what you can play online. But the online is good. I haven't had any problems with like connection issues or whatever. And it is fun to play with random people. Connect 4, that's good. I love Connect 4 and Connect 4 in here, even though it's not called that. It's Connect 4. But anyway, yeah, great time. You could spend like really like 30 to 40 minutes in certain games and have a blast and want to do it again. So it's a great game. That's my number 5. I know it's a little weird. I know someone's going to say, what? I mean, that's better than Resident Evil 3? But hey, considering value, yeah, I'm sorry, it is. It's a better game in my opinion. So please don't hate me. That's my opinion, though. All right. Number 4 is, of course, Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, I shouldn't say of course, because I'm actually not the biggest fan of the franchise. Not that I don't like the games, I just don't really play them. I played the 3DS one, didn't get too into it, played the Wii game. I pretty much played every mainline one except the DS game. I don't think I played the DS game. I could be wrong there. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But I played most of the Animal Crossing games, but I just never got into it as much as I did like a Harvest Moon. Not that it's like the same thing, you know, Harvest Moon's very focused on farming and your relationship with people, and this isn't really that. It's more like, hey, dress up your room and go and, you know, like cut some trees, pull some weeds, you know. So it is a really great time. I was very surprised by how addicted I was. It came out at the right time because it was right in the beginning of the outbreak that happened, of course, and it was right when my YouTube was like in dire straits, so I wasn't doing too much YouTube stuff, and I wanted to get away from like 10 years of stuff might get deleted, which would really suck. So I was just like, let me just play something. And I got addicted to Animal Crossing for a long time. I played like 45 hours of it, and it was a great time. Paid many debts. I am ready to go back to it, but I will say that they completely took me away from it when they added that bunny bastard in it. Whatever his name is, I don't even want to remember. It was like Fluffy Fuck, I don't even remember his name. I hated him. He really ruined it for me. Oh, cool. Dig into a thing. Oh, another egg. Oh, fish. Oh, another egg. Great. Thank you. That's what I want. I want a freaking basket. I want to build a bench that looks like an Easter egg. Screw off. I hated that. I really did. It really destroyed my hype for the game. I'm not gonna lie. If that wasn't there, I might still be playing the game right now. But yeah, I do want to go back to it though, because I want to swim now. They added the ability to swim. I mean, that right there. Hell yeah, man. Let's go. Anyway, Animal Crossing New Horizons, great game. That one update, meh, but everything else, it was very... Number 3. And this one might be controversial a little bit because I think a lot of people will say this is their favorite game so far this year. It's my number 3 though. It's close, and that is Final Fantasy VII Remake. I loved everything that involves the story in this game. I thought the characters they nailed it. They were all great. The expansion to some of them, like Jesse and Wedge and stuff, they gave them more stuff to do, was awesome. I loved all that stuff. All the new story content was good. It's just that a lot of the gameplay content, the new additional stuff, wasn't that great. But the gameplay itself, the fighting, the combat, is so freaking great and rewarding. It's real and challenging too. Like, I played almost the entire game on the normal difficulty, and I got my ass beat a lot. I played it on easy for the rest because I had to rush through it to do a spoiler discussion. So I was like, all right, let's do the last like few hours easy, and it was nice. I was just like, ooh, I'm having fun. I'm not getting my ass beat. I wasn't very good at the game, but it is a really fun game when it gets to its combat. All the characters are great. All the little mini games too are awesome and really fun. It has a lot of personality. The world itself, even though it's very much a corridor where you're just going from point A to point B and there's not much to see in between. A lot of shimmying, a lot of just time wasters, that's for sure. The world itself, Midgar, is still very much alive and feels like it's a lived-in place, so that's cool. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the second part. The way they ended this part, I actually enjoyed. I know a lot of people didn't, but I guess that's one good thing about me not playing Final Fantasy VII since like I was a kid, is that I wasn't that attached to everything that was going on in the story. I mean, I was very excited for the game, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't as attached as like somebody that maybe plays the game every year or something like that. So that was good, because if I did play it every year and I really didn't like that ending, then it might not even be in my top 5. But I liked it. I thought, I was like, it was good. Even though there was some voice acting at the end that's kind of cringy. You know who I'm talking about. But anyway, there you go. That's Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's my number 2 game of 2020 so far, and this one might actually stay in my top 5 at the end. I mean, there's a lot of great looking games coming out, but this one is so good. It almost was my number 1. I'm not even gonna lie, and that is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Wisps. Can I say it? Wisp. Perfect. This game is so freaking good, and the only reason why I can't have it number 1 right now is because of when I played it. I don't know if they fixed this by now, but when I played it, it had some major issues when it comes to frame rate and glitches and stuff like that. Not major for me. I only experienced it a few times here and there where I had to restart the game because the frame rate just dipped to like the single digits for some reason. I was like, whoa, this sucks. I had to restart the game a couple times. And I had one glitch where I had to like kind of go back a little bit. It was really weird. But besides that, I didn't get too many, and considering I played like 20 something hours of it, that's not that terrible, but they were still there. But besides that, the adventure is so good. The game looks freaking stunning. Like, oh my god, I every time I look at this game, I was like, oh my god, I could play this, I can move around like this. It looks like a work of art. It really does. The original did too, but this game, it's so good. It's probably the best looking game since Cuphead, I think. Like, when it comes to just the artistry that was behind it, it's so good, and it rivals Cuphead actually. Cuphead has that retro style, so it's really cool. This game is so fucking gorgeous, though. I couldn't believe how good it looked. And it played great, too. The platforming's awesome. The upgrades you get. Your new weapon is like a lightsaber, besides a little beam you shoot out. Or not a beam. Like, it was like an orb you shoot out in the original game. You had to keep pressing the button and stuff. It was a little annoying. This game, you got a lightsaber. Go mess them up. You get other things. You get a hammer. You get a bunch of stuff. And it's a great Metroidvania. It really is. And you want to explore everything. And I did. I 100% did pretty much everything in this game. I didn't get all the achievements, but I 100% did all the stuff in it. It was a really fun game. Really great. And it has a heartbreaking ending. I love it. And it's not really, I shouldn't say heartbreaking. You'll see if you play it. You let me know how you felt about the ending. I thought it was great. But anyway, there you go. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. If it didn't have all those problems, it might actually be my number 1. I loved it. I really did. But of course, my number 1 game, you know what it is. Come on, say it with me. Is Doom Eternal. You damn straight it is. Woo, man, this game is intense, and it is beautiful, and it is freaking amazing. I love this game. It came out admittedly at the wrong time for me, because I was down in the dumps. There's the corona stuff, and of course Animal Crossing came out at the same time. That was more the game I wanted at that time. But once I got over everything and I felt better and I got into that game, whoo, my god, that game is so much fun. Just like Ori, this game does exploration right. You want to check for everything, because everything in the environment tells a story, which is one of my favorite things about certain things and environments that you can look for. Like if you're looking for like trading cards or something that aren't really giving you more information about the lore of the game, then I'm just like, I don't really care. But if you pick up something and it's like it tells you about a demon, or it tells you about like the backstory, and it's like really interesting, then you want to collect it. But all that stuff is cool. The exploration is great. The combat in this game, holy shit, it's one of the most intense experiences ever. You are always moving. The original 2016 one, not the original, you know what I mean, the 2016 game, you're always moving. I mean, the original game, you're always moving too, but there's some times where like there's some breathing room, like, oh, this area only has a couple of, it has one pinky, it has a couple of, like one Hell Knight. I could breathe a little bit, you know, I still have to fight. But this one, it's like, oh, here's about 1 million demons. have at it. I'm like, oh shit, and you're like running low on ammo and health, and you're swapping between using a chainsaw and using your flamethrower, using your grenade. Make sure you do this and that. Use your shotgun, your double barrel shotgun, super shotgun to use the grappling thing so they go on fire so you can explode them and get some health. There's a lot of shit you gotta. It's like doing your taxes. You just gotta like put the glasses on. Like, what else do I have to fucking check? Oh my god! And then they come and just murder you. It's brutal. I played on the normal difficulty, and the game was fucking brutal. There's times where I'm just like, please no, daddy, just no more, please. It's just like, it's so brutal, but I love it. It's fantastic, and I can't wait for any single player DLC that's coming out. It's amazing. They took the 2016 Doom, made it quicker, added more demons, more just mayhem, changed the gameplay enough where it's just like it feels different enough to consider itself a completely different experience, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So I love it. So anyway, there you go. That's Doom Eternal. That's my number one. So all right, so just real quick, I do want to rattle off, because I did write down all the games I played this year. Please let me know in the comments what you played and what you thought is the best game so far this year. But just real quick, I'm just going to rattle off all the games I played this year. All right, so in no particular order. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Call of Duty Warzone, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Doom 64, because that came out on Xbox One, and PS4 and Switch, Doom Eternal, Bleeding Edge, which is actually a pretty fun game, Resident Evil 3, Disaster Report 4, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Predator Hunting Grounds, Trials of Mana, which was good, Streets of Rage 4, Maneater, Saints Row the Third Remastered, BioShock Collection. I played BioShock, and that's on the Switch. I played BioShock Original on Switch all the way through. Didn't count that because it's an old game. And Infinite, so I guess that's two kind of, but I'll count as one. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I haven't played it enough to really put it on my list, but I played it enough to say I played it. I'm like 5 hours in. I've played the game before too, so I don't know. I feel like it shouldn't count anyway. And Clubhouse Games. So that's what, 18 games? I was counting, but I really wasn't. I think it was 18. So that's 18 games that I've played enough to consider I've actually played, besides, like, I'm sure there's other games here and there. I have played other games that were like small games, like Evans Remains. That was a really good game too. That actually would be in my honorable mentions. So shout outs to Evans Remains, a really good little platformer with a great story. But anyway, there you go. That is my top 5 of the first half of 2020. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what yours is in the comments below. And there you go. Thank you. Until next time.